Good morning and welcome to Fat Cow Farm. Now, we've weathered the storm over the last, really 2 weeks. It has been full on with rain. And I thought I'd take the opportunity to start setting up some stock troughs from our header tank. Now, right or wrong, you can see how much mess I've made. And I thought the initial thought process was, the soil's going to be soft. I'll do a bit of a quick cut with the tractor to get my stock trough in. And, lots of mess, lots of mud. But in saying that, it's worked a treat. So what I've got here is our concrete stock troughs from Wangaratta precast concrete. So this one here is 1800 in diameter. And then the float level itself will be around about that 550 as a part of the watermark. I think it's 600 in total in height overall. So we've got 10 of these to go in. And so this is the inaugural one that we're sort of getting ourselves set it up for. And I just wanted to see how easy it was, how easy it's not going to be. There's a lot of things going on, so I can then make some changes moving forward to then set up the other ones around the property. Because the ones that we have, they're just years and years old and just time for a change. They all leak and it's all bad news. So what we've got here is as a part of our stock troughs. Now, if you remember going through the motions, we've set up our header tank up at the top of the Fat Cow Farm here, and I've got one main irrigation line coming all the way down. Now, from that main irrigation line, I've got tails coming off to fill the stock troughs. Now, as a part of our rotational grazing, the thought process being is that when we let the cattle into a particular paddock, we can come back to the stock trough, we can turn on the taps, we'll give it the water a clean, and then they've got the clean water for a week. As they were then to leave this paddock, we can then shut down the stock trough. So that way we're not managing, what are we looking at, 12, 13 different stock troughs all at once. I want to shut it down in case there is an issue, and then that's that issue that we can jump onto straight away. So, and I'm thinking that there was going to be, there's a float that will sit in here. And I have heard stories that the cows will chew the floats. So it's just, we'll have to make some sort of cover for the float system. I know that there was a concrete precast one, but anyway, if we install that at a later date, then we will, but I'll try something first to try and protect that float. So what we have is there's basically one outlet, which is on the low side here, and then I've got my feed coming into this side here. Now, we'd set up the irrigation pipes quite a while back now, and we're just waiting for some time to get through so that we can now get everything set up. Now, I've sort of come up with an idea that may work, that we're going to protect the irrigation line coming in with PVC, 90mm stormwater pipe, very similar to what we've done up at the header tank. So we've got a truckload of work to do to get this up and running, and then we'll get some water in here, and we'll see how we go from there. So I'll come and find you, and I'll see you soon. Alrighty, so here we go. This is the moment. Our feeds come in, and I've just put, like I said before, we've put a little bit of 90mm just over the top of the irrigation feed itself. I've got the float valve in the stock trough, and I've put the plug in the drain. Now, as you can see, like all the water already in the stock trough here, and it is, well, it's just got a little bit lighter, but it has been bucketing down rain. But I thought what I wanted to do is show everyone the moment of truth. So here we go. So we're obviously letting a little bit of air out. A nice, soft, gentle flow. How good is that? All right, so, and then obviously with the idea being that the float will come up and turn the water off. And that was my biggest concern. So it was that the flow was gentle enough because of the height that we've got for the header tank up the top there. I was really nervous that I'm just going to fill it up, and then I can clean out the bottom of the tank here, or the stock trough, and away we go. Look at that. Yeah, I'm stoked. I'm absolutely stoked. Now what I will have to do though is, it does sound like I've got a little bit of air in the line, so I've got an airlock somewhere, but I'll go back up to the other tails because I put taps on those, and then I can bleed out the system. So I've got another one further down there in that paddock there. So on this main run, we've got 5 stock troughs that we're going to be feeding. Now, as I said before, we're not in a hurry to have the stock troughs full or anything like that, because we're only going to be using 1 stock trough at a time as we rotational graze through the paddocks. Now we can come in before letting the cows in. We'll open up the tap, let it do its thing, we'll shut down one other, and away we go. So look, and also with all this rain that we're having, I really don't think that it's going to take long to fill up. Now these ones here are close to about I think it was around about 1.2 thousand litres. So there's plenty of water in these for the cattle that we have. And then also self-feeding now. I mean, this is like, you know, it's a very simple method, but, you know, how good is that? So, another project, a little experiment gone well at Fat Cow Farm. I'm pretty pumped up about this. Alrighty, so here we go. We've now just tested the float itself before we've adjusted it. Now, that was the second thing I wanted to quickly check was that the pressure from the top and the float system actually working under its own method on the float system. Now, what we've got there is we've had a pressure gauge put on this, which was at 28 psi. So that gives us around about a 20 meter drop to this particular one. Further down, there's probably going to be about another 8 meters. So that's the sort of pressure that we're dealing with, and I'm absolutely stoked about how this is all set up. Now, the first series of just having the float run through, it took about half an hour, I would have thought. I raced back and got dry and had a cup of coffee, and so we've just come back now to check, and so I've released the float. So what we're going to find now is that the float's going to be sitting at yay high, which is basically going to be on this rim here that you can see on the precast panel, and so that'll just fill up and do its thing. And the first trough's in, so we can now start eliminating all the old ones that we've got here, because like I said before, they're all old and wet and just like there's cracks in them, and they're just a mess. So we're constantly filling them up for the cattle. Now that we've got the larger ones in place now, I'm stoked, absolutely stoked. But check it out, it's still raining, so we need to get under cover. So all about installing your stock troughs. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.